What's going on, everybody? We should be live. Let some people roll in here. We'll do a quick breakdown once see the viewer count tick up. Then we'll answer some questions. All right. So, pretty straightforward slate. I obviously like this first game is really appealing. Phoenix running a super tight rotation, really only expecting 7 girls to play. Sug Sutton was traded, so don't play her. Minka Herbert Harrigan probably won't play. She played 2 minutes against Chicago, both those the last 2 minutes of the game in the blowout. So she was headed for a DNP. Mac should play right around 12 to 16 minutes off the bench. Would play more if BG was to get in foul trouble. And then Mo Billings is going to be the other one off the bench. Her first game, they signed her to a hardship contract. She played 23 minutes immediately. So don't mind her. Price isn't the best, though, at 7,100. But they start 4 guards, Ka, Cloud, DT, and Sophie. So I would imagine they just kind of rotate them through where they keep 3 of them out there at a time, where Billings can come in and spell each one of them. But really just going to run a 7-player rotation. I would expect Ka to play mid-30s minutes, BG to play low 30s, Cloud to play mid-30s, DT to play low 30s. Sophie should play mid-30s. Billings probably somewhere around like that 18 to 20 range, and then Mac, like I mentioned, 12 to 16. Atlanta, another team running a super tight rotation. Earlier in the season with Atlanta, the main thing, like Tanisha Wright was the worst coach of all time. She would run the weirdest rotations in the world. But lately, especially since the break, Ryan Howard is healthy. Jordan Canada is healthy. They have been running just a supremely tight rotation. It's been Tina Charles, and now Cheyenne Parker's out. She's probably out for the rest of the year. Ariel Powers is still out. They're not playing Haley Jones. She's playing like 4 minutes and 10 minutes. Somewhere in that range, she's getting 1, maybe 2 rotations. Maya Caldwell is getting 1 rotation. Nia Coffey is only getting 1 or 2 rotations, sub 10 minutes. Kabaj, Cheyenne Parker played technically 0 minutes. She played like 45 seconds. Kabaj only played 3 minutes this last game. Every other minute went to Tina Charles. She played 36 minutes. So huge minutes for her, huge minutes for Canada, Ryan Howard, Alicia Gray, Naz Hillman. Love all the starters. My favorites are going to be Alicia Gray and Ryan Howard, just because I think they're underpriced. Naz Hillman, arguably the best mid-range value play on the board. And then this later game, 2 really, really good teams. Minnesota's a great defense. The Aces are not a good defense, but they're a great team. They have Asia Wilson, best player in the world. But for Minnesota, I love Fee. If you can get to her at 11.5, I think Alana Smith's a great tournament play. Kayla McBride can hit 3. She's a good tournament play. Courtney Williams will stuff the stat sheet. She's fine. Then like Bridget Carrollton is another one that's a fine tournament play. Everyone else I'm out on. Sika Kone has been traded. Don't play her. Afufa's been traded. Don't play her. And Misha Hines Allen is not in the player pool. She's going to suck minutes from Dorka Uhas and probably Xander Lassini. Could be Diamond Miller. Really don't know. I'm not expecting her to play very much, though. I think they just got her as like a depth kind of piece because Kone and Afufa weren't playing anyway. And then on the Aces side, like you have some cheap value plays, like if you need a value play to fit the studs in, like Megan Gustafson, she's going to see like 6 to 8 minutes. Kate Martin, 4 to 8 minutes. Stokes starts, so she's probably going to be fairly popular. I figure most people that play Asia are going to have to play Stokes. Alicia Clark is fine. Tiffany Hayes is fine. Both of them, like Tiffany Hayes is a bit overpriced for the matchup, but she's fine. I like Chelsea Gray in the mid-range, especially if she's going to play low 30s minutes. Kelsey Plum, I'm pretty much out on. This is just a brutal matchup for her. She's not played very well this year in general, and this is a tough matchup for her on like spot-up shooters like she is. The peripherals just really aren't there. Favorite 2 are Asia and Jackie. You beat Minnesota inside. Obviously, Asia Wilson. If you have the salary, you should just play Asia. And then Jackie Young as a low-owned tournament play I really like. So let's kick back over here and answer some questions. Yep, it is a different slate. So it's a fun one. So we'll see how it goes. I did 150 max the mini max, so just gonna have some fun. Well, it's not. Uh-oh. Well, it's frozen. Hold on, guys. What the hell? Well, it's not letting me click off that. Let me see. Let me check a couple things. Let me check it. All right, so it's working. It's just not letting me click off that. So Bob, you're on here forever. Let's see. Don't know if you're playing BG. I don't think you have to. I think she's a great play either way, but there's only so many you can play. So normal starter. We're back. We are back. Oh, sorry guys. My internet went out. Had to reset it. Don't know how it goes out. I'm hardwired in. I don't know. But yeah, it's back now. It's all right. Let's see. Sorry about that. Now we got a lot of catching up to do. I'm getting too much Stokes and Clark. I If you're trying to play Asia, those are the players that you're going to get stuck with. Thoughts on Diamond over Stokes or Clark? Or Diamond's minutes, I would probably put it at like 8 to 10, but I'm not confident with Misha Hines Allen in. I really don't know how they're going to run that rotation, and they also may just play their starters a little bit more. That's another thing. Is they could, since it's an important game, they could just run their starters a little bit more. I probably would feel the safest about Kia Stokes just because she starts, but she's not a good fantasy point per minute player. But Clark's not either. So I would just go with the safe minutes of Stokes more than likely. Jackie Tina Stokes or Cobb Billings, Tiffany Hayes. Jackie Tina Stokes. You think Ryan, Canada? Yeah, I think you can play both of them together for sure. How many you playing in the first game? So from a main lineup, let's see here. I think I have 4 out of the first game. 1, 2, 3. Yep, I have 4. Thoughts on Gus? I think she's a fine punt play. Personally, I'm a huge Megan Gustafson fan. I think she should be starting. She's a good fantasy point per minute player. I don't know why Becky just puts her on blast and doesn't play her near as much as she should. But if she gets the minutes, she can get there. She can pay off that price tag for sure. I think she's going to play like 4 to 8 minutes. Like that's the only worry with her. Lean with Chelsea or Sophie. Pretty close. I would probably go Chelsea since it's a big game. I imagine she's going to play low 30s minutes. So I'd lean Chelsea there. Slate is definitely tough. Young, Charles, or Canada? Tina Charles for me. Nas smashing today? I hope so. I have so much Nas on Underdog. She was practically free. At 6,500, if she's going to play 30 minutes, she's going to be in the optimal. She played 34 and 31 minutes. She shot the ball a lot more against Connecticut. Didn't really get the rebounds like she normally does, but she can still get there for sure. So I'm pretty high on Nas, assuming that Tanisha Wright doesn't troll us. Who has a better matchup, Heidemann or Hayes? Probably Hayes. Heidemann's going to get matched up with Plum, Tiffany Hayes, players like that, Chelsea Gray. Hayes fits the bill for players that can beat Minnesota because she's a slasher. She attacks the rim. She's not much of an outside shooter, so I'd probably say Hayes there. We're back. Stream crashed. Let's see here. Yeah, the Undertaker got me. This is awesome. Yep, blame Bob Borg. It was his fault. Let's see here. Back in like the Undertaker. Yes, sir. All right, I had to scroll. You guys are heartless. Yep, that's what they did. Internet company said, nah, you're out. Let's see here. All right, glad to see everyone stuck around after that ordeal. Who'll be the lowest owned between Howard Gray and Canada? I think Canada is going to be pretty high owned just because of the box score watchers. They're going to look at her past 2 games, 29 minutes and 34 minutes, 32 and 44. I would probably say it's going to be Alicia Gray at 8K. She's been 38 and 36 minutes in 2 games. She just shot 2 of 10 against Connecticut. These 2 are not good matchups for players like Alicia Gray. This matchup here against Phoenix is the perfect matchup for her. So if we scroll all the way back here to their first games of the season here against Phoenix, they lost by 3. She put up 40 against them earlier this year. I think that's the only time they've played them so far. But she matches up really well against this team. So I think it's going to be Alicia Gray as the lowest owned, and she is my favorite of the three for that reason. Rank Gus, Zandalasini, Amihir, and Kabaj. Oh, man. Gus first, Zandalasini second, Kabaj third, and Amihir fourth. I don't think Amihir plays. I really don't. I think Kabaj maybe sees like 5 to 6 minutes, maybe. She may only play 3 or 4. Zandalasini probably 8 to 10. And then like Gus 4 to 8, but she's the best fantasy point per minute player out of that group. So I would rank her first. And I know of all those players, I'm the most confident that Gus is at least going to play a little bit. Let's look here. Thoughts on Alana Smith? I think she's a great tournament play. She can always go crazy. Like we looking against the Aces earlier this year, 26 minutes, 33.5 fantasy points, 31 minutes, 22.5. The only worry with Alana Smith is foul trouble. She is very foul prone, and it'll kill her at 9,200. I think she's a contrarian spin up, just because like she's pretty up and down, but her good games are slate breakers. No, I mean I don't mind it if you think Tina Charles, like if you think Kabaj or they only play her like 30 minutes, like it is Jackie Young over Tina Charles 100%. But I just don't see, like, I don't think they want to play Kabaj very much. So I think Tina's going to have to play as much as she possibly can. I just like the matchup for BG. Love the spot for at 10-1. These two games, like, massive foul trouble here. And then this was the game, they were like big blowout, and it was 3 games in 4 days. So they limited her minutes a little bit. I'm expecting like low 30s minutes and for her to absolutely smash. I think it's pretty close, though, with BG and Tina. Mac's fine. Like, I mean, there's of all these players down here, like we know that she's going to play 12 to 16 minutes no matter what. She's a good fantasy point per minute player. I mean, if we look here, 13 minutes, 15.5 fantasy points, 17, 11.75. She's going to get you 10 fantasy points and maybe even more if BG was to get in foul trouble. So I definitely don't mind her on a 2-game slate. Chelsea Gray, Cunningham, or Hayes? Chelsea Gray. I lean Gray over Sophie. It's really close, though. You think Canada and Ryan are the exact same plays? Ryan's straight up better. In my opinion, if we look at Jordan Canada, her last game, she's going to take right around 10 shots. She's going to get you the peripheral stats, 12 and 10. She got 6 steals last game. I'm not expecting that again. The upside play is Ryan Howard. I think Jordan Canada is going to pull some ownership from Ryan Howard because they're $100 apart. And Ryan Howard has massive slate breaking upside. I mean, we saw it here against Seattle. She went for 50. Earlier this year against Phoenix, she played 39 minutes, went for pretty much 40. So her and Alicia Gray really went back and forth. Both of them had 40 bombs. I just love the upside that Ryan Howard brings. Obviously, the floor is probably safer with Canada. Like she's shown in every game that she's played that she's probably going to get close to touching 30 fantasy points and with the potential for more. But I just don't think those steals numbers are attainable. Howard or Canada, there you go. Thoughts on Ka Copper? I think she's always a great tournament play. Always like Clea Copper for tournaments. She always comes in lower owned. Now, the worry is if she doesn't nuke shooting the ball, like her peripheral stats can really suffer. 5, 14, 5, 8, 7, or 8, 2, 9, 15. If you get one of these games where she goes for like 12 to 14 peripheral stats like this game here and scores 20 to 30 real life points, she's going for 45 or 50. She's one of the best tournament plays in the slate. She should play mid-30s minutes as well. Should be fully rested up. Definitely like her for tournaments. Lean with Tina, DT, or Asia Diamond. My worry with Diamond is I just don't know how many minutes to really project her for. Like if she gets 10 minutes, like she can probably cover the gap. Like, yeah. I lean Asia Diamond, but that's with me projecting Diamond to play 10 minutes. If she does not, like if she's down to like 4 to 6 minutes, it's going to be DT and Tina. It's super, super close. And that's factoring in like Asia just having a normal game, like putting up 56, 57 fantasy points. So I'm fading Asia Wilson in my main lineup. I'm playing a lot of her in the 150 max, but there's only so many players you can play. So I love this first game though. So if it was me personally, I would go Tina and DT just because I don't feel comfortable with Diamond's minutes. I don't know what to expect with Misha Hines out in there. Like it's true. It's one of the first times where I really just don't feel comfortable playing anyone off the bench for a team. Yeah, I hit the eject button on FanDuel. I bailed. I'm not playing over there today. It was you pretty much you can play like 3K players and probably just take zeros. And even then, like your lineup still doesn't look that good. Asian Gus or Collier and Mac. Collier and Mac. Coffee. I have quite a bit in the 150 max because Tanisha Wright is still the coach. She's not played very much the 2 games since the break, but every now and then she can come out and have one of these games where she goes for 35 fantasy points and she shoots well and she's doing a little bit of everything. Now, if she has a good game, it'll be at Naz Hillman's expense. So keep that in mind. That is who she's going to replace in the lineup. So if you want to roll the dice on someone like Nia Coffey, do not play Naz Hillman because that's who it would kill if she plays well. So Sophie or McBride for me, I really like the spot for her in tournaments. Ace's defense is just not very good. Canada and Billings or Seawill and Bridget. I'm not too high on Bridget. Canada and Billings. I think Billings is going to play quite a bit. Nas or Carlton? Nas. Yes. So close. I appreciate that. We are like 12 or 15 subscribers away from 500. Super, super close. The videos and like everyone liking the videos, the daily videos the support's been crazy, and like the subscriber numbers are going up. Obviously, like we're on a hot stretch, so that's going to inflate the numbers as well. But yeah, it's crazy. I would have never thought like before the season's over, like we're going to get to 500 subscribers. Like that's crazy. Yeah, the stream's on fire. It literally, I don't know. That's the first time I've lived here for almost 2 years, and that's the first time my internet's ever acted up. Like I have fiber internet. I don't know how it goes out, but that was sketchy. Like I don't know. I'm still speechless from that. Last one, Seawill or Chelsea Gray. I think I would go Courtney Williams if you have that extra salary, like that extra $1,000. I just think she's been more consistent on the season. I'm confident in Chelsea Gray. I like the spot because she's going to have to play. They need every win they can get. They really can't afford any more losses. but I'm just more confident like Courtney Williams can get there multiple ways. Where Chelsea Gray, she's been inconsistent shooting the ball. She's going to get her assist, but I feel more comfortable with Courtney Williams with the if you have that extra salary. Stokes or Diamond? Stokes for me. I don't know what to make of Diamond with Misha Hines Allen on the team now. I need to see how this rotation is going to work out. Like, I just don't trust Reeve at all. Like with how she's going to run the rotation. Like this is a big game. She may just play the starters more and like barely play the bench at all. And like Diamond may not even play. So I would just rather play Kia Stokes because I know she's playing. She's not a good fantasy point per minute player, but I know she's playing. Asia Sophie Gus or Ryan Griner Hayes. Oh man, like you start like Asia Sophie and I get excited. I'm like, yeah, that's a good. And then you say Gus and I'm like, no, well, yeah, you're playing Asia, so. I'm gonna go with the second one. It's just hard to play Asia. You have to sacrifice a lot to do it today. I think if there's ever a slate, I have been the one to just say, click Asia Wilson and figure out the rest. But I think this is a slate where it's not just an absolute like easy must click like right away. Like there's just no value that I feel really comfortable with. Like I think Kia Stokes is going to be really popular today because she's the most comfortable click down there. So in tournaments, I think it's a good idea to get away from her because of that. I mean, she could absolutely bust. She could score like 5 fantasy points, and it wouldn't shock me. Hillman Fee or DT Tina? Man. Fee one. I'll go Nas and Fee. I love Fee. I think it's a great spot for her, and I'm really high on Nas. Just hope Tanisha Wright doesn't troll us. Stokes and Clark, best value on Showdown? Yeah, probably. Right there with like Tiffany Hayes. I think you can probably just take a 0 on that Showdown because most of those girls down there, it's super gross. They're probably going to get 1 rotation and probably won't do much with it anyway. So I would rather just take a 0. Thoughts on Heidemann and Showdown? I think she's going to play like 8 to 10 minutes. She's another one that's like, meh. I would rather play the Aces bench over her. Cunningham in play. She is. I like the spot for her. She's playing just huge minutes. The only thing is guard is so loaded today. Like in this range, I'm playing Chelsea Gray over her. I'm definitely playing Alicia Gray over her. Then you got like DT that looks good. McBride looks good. Ryan Howard looks good. Canada looks good. There's just so many good guard plays in that range. So I think she's going to be really low owned. So I don't mind her for tournaments at all. BG or Ka? I lean BG. I think with the like guards being so loaded, I think getting BG there and opening up a guard spot is the way to go. Young or DT? Jackie. Yeah, Jackie over DT if you have the salary. Stokes Clark or Hillman Gus? Man, I would probably go Hillman Gus. Like she's the best player of the 4. Like she's going to play the most minutes. Gus Tina or Jackie Kabaj? Gus Tina. Billings or Hayes? Billings. You think Asia? No, she'll still be like 40%. People will still jam her in. Like she'll probably be 40 to 50%. Wouldn't shock me at all. Maybe even more. I mean, her ownership's been getting crazy, and it's only a 2-gamer. So, Griner Billings or Asia Gus? I'll go BG Billings. Hayes Heidemann Hayes. BG and Stokes or Charles and Mack? Charles and Mack. Let me make sure all this is saved. Always, this 150 stresses me out because I just want to make sure everything's saved. There is overlay in the big contest. Sadly, there's 10 seconds left, so It is what it is. I'm playing the one lineup. I'm ready to see some ownership from this first game. This game is awesome. Man, I still can't believe my internet went out. That was so weird. All right. We are at lock. Let's see here. Yeah. I always like to check ownership, and then I'll be around for a little bit. Not too long though. I've got so much money in underdog drafts today. The edges that there was on that site. Oh my, last night was crazy. Sadly, I faded all the next game except Asia. I don't think that Minnesota Aces game is going to be crazy. Just Minnesota's a good defense. They like to slow the game down and play slower. So I'm not expecting that game to go nuts. I would actually be surprised if it did. All right, so BG 21%. Wow, was not expecting that. Naz Hillman 46%. Alicia Gray, 42%. Ryan Howard, 54%. So everyone liked Atlanta. Not surprised by that. Let's look at some other ownership. Sophie, 18%. Mo Billings, 21%. Let's see here. DT, 15%. Let's see here. Trying to see if I can find some more. All right, Kalia Copper, 13%. That's nice. Jordan Canada, 25%. Tina Charles, 42%. That's up there. Let's see. And that's really pretty much everyone that's going to get a lot of ownership. Mac, 10%. I like that. Yep. That's pretty much it. I figured like Natasha Cloud's going to be super low owned. Cunningham, 17%. Yeah. That tracks. That's good ownership for her. She's going to play mid-30s minutes and has been playing well. Like, obviously not expecting her to get another double-double, but she's been playing pretty well. All right. Let's see here. I think that's going to do it for me, guys. I'm going to get off here, watch this first game, enjoy it. I probably will go ahead and record the YouTube video for the Showdown slate at halftime of this first game so I can really sweat underdog and all these this late game to see what happens. But I'm really excited to watch these games. There won't be a stream tomorrow night because it's just the Showdown slate, but we'll be back Friday night. It's a pretty big slate Friday. I think it's 4 games, so really looking forward to that one. But good luck to everybody. Hop in the Discord. I'll be in there hanging out pretty much all night. So good luck, and we'll see you for the next one.